All right, welcome everybody. This is Revenue Roadmap, where we talk about driving revenue and increasing profits in local businesses. I'm
Oh,
Anthony,
yeah.
president of Rocket Clicks, and today we are talking sales again with our CEO, Mr. Tyler Dolph. Thank you for being here today, sir.
Absolutely. My pleasure.
Love the shirt.
Thank you very much.
You got a new shirt for us. Appreciate that.
Uh-huh.
So I think everybody on that's watching these is getting sick of seeing me in all these Rocket Clicks shirts.
I love it.
So, all right. So before we jump into talking more about commissions today, I got a question for you. I told you this one earlier, and you already gave me your answer. So we'll see if you've
I've refined it at all.
Yeah, let's see if you've refined this a little bit. So this is a question I like to ask in my final interviews with potential candidates here at Rocket Clicks. And the question is, if you're going to write a book about yourself and your story, what would the title of the book be?
Oh, it's such a great question because it forces you to think about legacy and look internal, like how do I want people to be remembered, or how do I want to be remembered? And I think back to like my own internal personal values. And one of those is positivity, right? I want to be a light in people's lives. I want to be able to bring fun, enthusiastic energy to as many situations as I can. I think in our walls here at Rocket Clicks, we refer to that as golden retriever energy, which I love, and I think that would be a fun title. Another one is just being driven for something greater than myself, and by being a leader and having that responsibility. So I feel like driven is totally cliche and overused. So I'll probably go with the golden retriever energy as a fun title.
Nice. Love it. It's awesome. All right. So last time we talked about commissions, and commissions being literally everything in life is a commission. So whether that is your relationships, how you make your money in sales, how you make your money as a salary,
recognition, pat on the back, right? You're doing everything you're doing is for a reason and an outcome, and that outcome is a commission.
Yeah. So today we're going to talk about how do we increase commissions? How do we increase our commissions in terms of overall? So what would be what are the overall? How should people think about increasing their commissions overall?
Well, if you think about running a business, right, there are two types of businesses. There's the Walmarts of the world that run on volume, right? They're going to have a lower profit margin, but they're going to sell more than anybody else. Or you have the very exclusive high-end boutiques or handbags that are selling, or Ferrari that are selling limited qualities, but at a high per transaction value. I think the same is true for commissions, right? And if I think about a salesperson, a great salesperson could make more money by simply making more phone calls. I'm going to just outwork everybody, and I'm going to smile and dial, and I'm going to make 1,000 phone calls a day. Or you may have a more refined salesperson who's going to leverage his network or leverage relationships, and it's going to make every single sales call count. Mm-hmm. And it's going to increase prices by being able to have improved offers and better communication and transaction techniques than the workhorse, right? Who's just going to smile and dial and get as many as he can. So there's two different ways to make more commissions, and some of that is work harder, and the other one is work smarter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, nice. So like either increase your volume or increase your value. So let's talk a little bit about that. Let's just do this through some examples. So what are some examples of how you can, if you're doing lawn care, let's pick lawn care because it's a really weird one. If you're doing lawn care, what would it look like to increase volume, and what would it look like to increase value?
If I were in lawn care and I wanted to focus on volume, I would find the neighborhoods with as many houses as close together as possible. I'd offer a bulk discount, and I would try to do as many lawns in a row in that same street or in that same neighborhood as possible, so that my per unit would increase, and I'd do it at a lower cost so that it'd be a volume play, right? If I wanted to work smarter and more efficiently, I would need a higher end lawnmower. I would need a uniform that was polished and pressed, and I would go into high-end neighborhoods with big houses and big beautiful lawns, and I would bring a crew, and I would sell on my polished value and my ability to make their lawn the best looking lawn in the neighborhood. And I would be exclusive.
Perfectly striped, no grass clippings anywhere, no tire marks on the sidewalks.
You blow it all off. It's perfectly pristine. And I would do an exclusive deal where I only work with one house on a single street, with the goal of being the best yard on that street. And I charge a premium to do it.
Nice. Good. Okay. What about a law firm? How would you, if you were a law firm, how would you think about this volume and value?
Okay, same deal. And I think we deal with this a lot here at Rocket Clicks and the number of law firms that we work with, where we have a law firm that comes to us with maybe one or two attorneys, and we say, well, great, why does someone use you? And they'll say, well, we do everything. We do family and PI and bankruptcy and immigration and all the things. And they're playing a volume game, right? They're going to take every single case, every single lead that comes into their firm, and they're going to try and monetize it.
Yep.
The problem with that is that you're never going to be able to charge premium rates because you're never going to be excellent at any one of those service offerings. Again, no hate, right? If that's your game and you want to run the volume play and you can pump it out and you can create processes around efficiency and being able to get everything done, be my guest. Love it. I'm here to help you, and I'm here to send you as many leads as I can. However, I think we prefer, and we're going through this evolution as an agency right now where we're niching down. We're saying, what can we be the best in the world at?
Yeah.
And how can we do that for the best in the world, right? So how can we find law firms that are at the top of their game as it relates to their practice area? And maybe they only they only focus on that practice area or maybe one other, and then go in and really help them maximize every potential lead in that marketplace and be able to sell it at a premium value.
Yeah, nice. So in that case, it would be niching down, and then all operations are for that one practice area. That's how all the staff are trained. That's how the experience is built. So if it's family law, everything is exactly for that person that is going through a divorce or paternity action, and they're like, it's because those are two very stressful moments in a life. If you're looking at most stressful moments in a life, divorce is pretty high up there. Other than like death of a family member, it's pretty high.
Totally agree.
Walking through that and like creating all processes and trainings and training team on empathy and all that stuff right around that individual going through that process is going to create a lot more value in the marketplace than somebody that's kind of like, all right, first call is family, then I got a criminal defense call, now I got a personal injury call, and then my probate lead call. Then every single one is slightly different.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think you said that best. And I think from just a marketing mindset, that the ability to differentiate and say, listen, this is all we do.
Yeah.
And it's all we do because we're the best at it.
Yeah.
And so we're going to guarantee an outcome, or we're going to produce a more positive outcome every single time, way more than the guy that just does a bit of everything. Because this is all we do. We've built an entire process and firm around that. It forces that value to increase. And so if you go to that person and you charge more for your service, the value equation in their head it's already there. Oh, I understand. I'm going to pay a little bit more for this because I'm going to get a better outcome because this is all you do.
Yeah. Like, you know all the GALs, the court commissioners, the judges that preside over all of these family matters. So you're better attuned to what their preferences are and how to present and all of that stuff than the person that kind of does all of it.
I think the car brands is another great example here. And I'm a big car guy, but if you think about like, you don't see any commercials for Ferraris. You don't see any, come in today and get 0% APR. You're not going to get that because they're selling an experience. They're selling a premium tier at a premium price point, but you also know what you're going to get, right? And if you're not in that market, that's okay. They don't want you. The same as could be true for a law firm or for our business. Saying yes to everyone only works if you can execute on that and make money at it.
Nice. How does this play out with, let's go, we talked a little bit, a couple business examples. What What about relationships? How could this look in relationships? To the golden retriever energy guy.
Yeah, I'm like shit. I definitely have been a people pleaser for my whole life, and it's a blessing and a curse at times. What I have found is that in relationships, they take energy, right? And they take prioritization and focus. And so every time I say yes to something, that's me saying no to something else. So if I want to be friends with everyone, it actually means I'm going to be friends with no one because I'm not going to have enough time to go deep in any of those friendships. I'm going to have to just stay on the surface level and stay happy, and I'll just be that weird guy that smiles a lot, as opposed to picking a core group of relationships, whether that's your family or a networking group or coworkers, and being able to go deep. Again, you're going to have more valuable relationships, maybe less of them, but they're going to be much more valuable to you than the surface level.
Yeah. So it's figuring out in your marketplace how to strike the balance between the right volume and the right value is the key based on what you want to achieve. So, anything else? Any other key takeaways here?
I just a little case study that we run an awesome agency called Rocket Clicks, and for the first 8-9 years of our existence, we were the let's try to be everything to everyone and serve every industry. And I think a lot of small business owners, revenue is oxygen, and you're going to take that revenue any way you can get it. I think the point we're trying to make here today is that after you eclipse sort of those first couple revenue barriers, it gives you the opportunity to focus. It gives you the opportunity to focus on value instead of volume. And once you make that pivot, I think we can attest to this from our own success here at our agency, is it maximizes the opportunity for growth and more importantly, the opportunity for profit.
That's awesome. Appreciate it, sir. Look forward to our next conversation where we talk more about salespeople and how they drive economies.
I love it. Thanks so much for having me.